Hello and welcome back to Past Pop Culture. I'm Mrphen, and with me is Ricky.
What's up, guys?
Today's episode, we're going to be talking about the wonderful She-Hulk episode 3.
A bit of a mid-season review, let's
Yeah,
call it.
definitely shook up things. And we're going to also talk about a movie we saw on Netflix on Sunday, Day Shift with Jamie Foxx and what's his name? James Franco's son or brother?
Yeah, I don't
I
remember
can't
his
remember
name,
his
but
name. I probably shouldn't say it that way either. But and a little bit of other news like Halo being Halo, Cyberpunk's being talked about, Modern Warfare, and Top Gun. So we'll probably start with She-Hulk because
I
everybody
think
loves
you have a lot of
She-Hulk.
stuff to say there.
Uh,
Okay, so for the most part, I enjoyed. We've been meaning to talk about She-Hulk, but it's
Yeah.
just we haven't had the chance to. So now that we're finally talking about it, I think the main thing for me is just the CGI does seem to be a little bit everywhere, and that does. I'm usually not a big CGI guy, but it does. It is kind of like you can tell like the quality dips kind of hard sometimes.
yeah.
And for me, mainly, I think the story wise, I liked episode 1. I thought it was good.
hmm
Episode 2, I thought it was good as well. And then now this last one, it's like, all right, come on now, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
I think I said it many times, but after this episode 3, I don't know if I want to watch it anymore. And yes, it is because of the infamous.
yes.
And it was an end credit scene, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of. I don't know. I'm just waiting for Daredevil. I think that's mainly. We're halfway done.
He's not gonna
Just
show up till
finish
like
it.
episode 6, I bet. 100%.
Yeah, he's probably actually. It's probably gonna be like. Because they show him. Okay, they showed him at top of the building, right? So he's probably
Mhm.
gonna show up, and then what's gonna happen is that it's just gonna end like that. He's gonna be like, she's gonna be like, "Who are you?" And then he's gonna be like,
Oh, so you think it's
and
just
then
gonna be like
and then it's just
another
gonna
end
pan
credit
to
scene?
him. Yeah, and then it's just gonna pan to him, and then it ends. That's what I think it is. That's what's gonna happen. I don't think we're gonna get anything good here. We're halfway through. And then also too, I think what bothers me is like we're not really getting much.
Anything. Yeah.
And something that I critiqued early on was like I want this to be She-Hulk. It's her show called She-Hulk. And they even mentioned in a meta way, like, oh, it's not going to be cameo every week.
Oh
like,
god, I hated that part too.
And so, but they were self-aware enough to be like, oh, okay, yeah, no, but there's been a cameo every week. So it's kind of been one of those things that kind of have bothered me is that, like, I want it to be about the character. I don't mind when they introduce or bring in other beloved characters, right? Like, Wong is always fun to have in whatever it
Yeah.
is. But, I do feel like that sometimes they put the main character aside to show off this already established character,
hmm
and it's like, but we want it to be their show, and that's the main thing that bothers me is that we only have 6 episodes. Yeah, it's cool the cameos, but it's like make them central to the story or not. Hulk at the very beginning was central to the story and the setup, but he's off world now. Spoilers, right? So we can focus on She-Hulk, but we got Abomination and Wong, and then it's like, okay, well we know Daredevil's coming along somewhere, so it's like, but we don't really have plot. I mean, I understand that she's like representing Abomination at this point, but that's kind of like, okay, done. It's
That's like it.
and then like at the very beginning, that was like the bad guy, I guess, and
Mhm.
then what's happened now? I mean, of course, probably now this next episode is going to try to establish some stuff, but it feels like it's just so bleh. I guess like it's just there.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
it's like they're not really filming anything.
Like, what's the whole point of anything, right?
It's just her complaining the whole episode, like, oh, I'm She-Hulk now, and blah blah blah, and then I never wanted this, and it's like, okay, cool, like, and then it's like, where's the content?
And
Like, where's
right.
there's no big baddie. Okay, there kind of is, kind of not. I mean, like, where's the threat here? We're just kind of, it's like a slice of life. I think we're getting a slice of life here, kind of thing. Like, if anything, I feel like, which I don't know. I just kind of feel like, okay, like I enjoyed the first episode, second episode, okay, we got good setup, right? And then it's like, okay, Abomination escaped. We're gonna like kind of see some backstory, and then I don't know. It's just starting to like it's just starting to fall apart on me. I think
Yep.
that's what it is. It's just there's no substance here. I guess like what do you think, Fen? There's just
Well, yeah. I mean, how many times have I said this? What's the whole point of this? Like,
yeah.
the first one was interesting because I think it's mainly because of the Hulk and how he
Hmm.
was, and then like the stupid spaceship. So I was like, huh, that's kind of interesting. But then we figured out what happened with that. Well, not really, but and then episode 3 comes along, and it's like, okay, Long just said, oh yeah, I accidentally took him. Okay, bye.
Hmm.
And then it's like, okay, now what?
Yeah.
And then
There's
and for whatever
no.
reason, they showed like this is the reason I don't like the twerking thing with Megan the Stallion. Like why'd they show that story? What's the whole point of that? Right?
Yeah, like with
Because
the elf,
it was with
and
the
then it's
elf
like
and then the other lawyer. It's like, are they that important? I don't think so. Like, why are they even
yeah.
doing the side story? Like,
Yeah, it's just I felt like when they do this, they don't. I feel like they don't give them anything important to do. Any case it flops,
mm-hmm.
so then they can just like throw them to the side and be like, oh no, She-Hulk was just kind of like, we'll add her in here and there like as a cameo, but we'll just kind of do our own thing, like that's kind
Why
of what
do
it
it?
like. It's what it feels like. I feel like they don't really want to commit anything to these characters, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that because they have Moon Knight,
Miss
Yeah,
Marvel,
Miss
yeah.
Marvel. They had. I feel like the only one that was really important was like Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
That one actually would lead into the movies, right?
Yep.
So there was some sort of importance, but it just feels like with these other ones, they were just kind of like, oh yeah, these characters exist.
Mm-hmm.
Here's their little story, and that's it. Like, I don't feel like it's setting up any central like story or nothing. It just feels like content that they're just
Mm-hmm.
pushing out, and like it's just content to put on the Disney shows. I'm sorry, Disney Plus. Just these shows that they're on Disney Plus, and then okay, there's things to watch, and so that people will pay for the stupid pass, and then that's what it kind of just feels like to me. And so I think it's just kind of making for boring stories. That's like it's She-Hulk, and it's like we can do some cool stuff here too, and it's like
Yeah.
we're kind of setting up street level Marvel, but there's no like we got rid of Kingpin.
Or did
Like,
we?
I mean, or did we? Yeah, but I mean, for the most part, he's out of the picture. It seems like, right? Like, who are we getting? Like, what's? There's no setup for like a street level big guy that they need to take down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just
Well,
doesn't
even
seem
in the
like
show,
that.
there's no bad guy so far.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there kind of was for like 10 seconds, and then
What the girl?
yeah, I mean, that was really it. that
What
was the
happened to her?
bad guy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, so it just kind of feels lame. I think that's what it is. Like, I'm more just disappointed. Like, they're not utilizing these characters well.
Mhm.
They're just throwing whatever at the wall.
I mean, this
Like-
this could also change though, right? Like maybe because season 3, episode 3 did end with those weird thugs that stole from a Asgardian construction worker.
Yeah.
God, that was so cringe. And then maybe something's gonna happen in the next 3 episodes.
I mean, but then, like, what happens, like, it just gets rushed and there's nothing good. It's like,
So
No,
it's,
like-
it's pretty much what do you think? Like they're just gonna have the bad guy one episode and he's defeated.
maybe 2. We may get 2 good episodes.
Hmm.
I think what it is, we're gonna see some of the bad guy, like the organization. Second, then after that, he gets revealed, does some shenanigans, and last episode he's defeated. And it's so lame. It's just like,
And this is supposed to be
There's
the end of
nothing
phase
here.
4.
yeah, and it's just like, why is it like this? Just make it a movie. Like, just make it a
Yeah,
movie, and even
mhm.
if you have to, put it on Disney Plus. The CGI, right? It
Absolute garbage. I'm sorry.
yeah, a lot. I can't really defend it. I'm usually not a big like CGI guy, but it's just like, come on now, like really, like there's no emotion to the character.
Mhm.
There's no nothing.
You can
It's
tell
the same
fake.
lighting. Yeah, it's the same lighting for the character in like every scene. It feels like.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it's like you can tell. Yeah, the poor VFX artists and all that, they're probably super overworked and like on a tight schedule because they have so many things to do.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just kind of, yeah.
It
just kinda-
sucks because it did start off decent and I was
Mhm.
interested. It convinced me, but then it's like now they did episode 3, and I'm just like, I can't handle her fourth wall anymore. Like, this isn't Deadpool. Let's just let
Mhm.
him be the only one to do it. I'm sorry.
The only thing that I did like was at the beginning when like she was getting all the haters, and that guy was like, "I don't know y'all, but I'd smash." I
Oh
was
yeah.
laughing so hard. I
But
was
it's like
like, "Oh,
that's
that was a
so
pretty good
stupid.
one."
I don't know.
Yeah,
Uh,
but that one was kind of funny. I did like that, but I guess to kind of stop bagging on She-Hulk, it just I don't know, just it's not. I liked the first episode. I told
yeah.
Jonathan like, "Hey, let's watch the first episode. You'll probably
Mhm.
enjoy it," and he did. And then now we're kind of like, "Okay, now where's this leading?" And it's like it's just kind of lame.
What
But
a
I
what a
guess
great way to end or phase 4.
yeah, like I don't know what we're gonna get, but some other good stuff though. To talk about. Actually, do you want to go into the articles, or do you want to go and do the other one, the review for Day Shift? Because that was a good movie.
We could
So I
talk
guess we
about
can
that
talk
and then
about
end with
good.
the
We can talk
articles.
about good
Yeah.
streaming content for once, which is ironic because it's coming from Netflix. But the main thing is that with Day Shift, right? It has Jamie Foxx,
And James Franco's
Snoop
brother.
Dogg.
Oh yeah, and Snoop
Yeah,
Dogg. That's right.
Snoop Dogg showed up in this. Like
Nice.
it was a pretty good movie. And so when it's basically a vampire hunter movie, it's pretty simple. The premise is very simple, right? Main guy, he's down on his luck. He needs some extra money so that his wife and kid doesn't leave him, right? So then he goes around. He was kicked out of the vampire hunting organization. To get back in. That's where Snoop Dogg comes in, right? He's like, all right,
Do
I'll
you
help you
remember
get
what
back in.
Netflix called it? The definition of the movie or whatever. John Wick
No.
meets oh my gosh, Evil Dead or whatever it's called.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would say yeah, it's pretty much there, but I would say yeah, that's actually the best way to describe it, right? Like okay, so then he helps him out, right? So then
Mhm.
you got to hunt vampires now. He's got to make up that money, pisses off the wrong vampires, got to save his family, right? Very simple plot here. I'm not even saying spoiler free. You're gonna totally enjoy it. It doesn't matter. Like it's a
Yep.
similar plot, cookie cutter plot. But what's really good though with it, and that I did enjoy, was the action sequences, right?
Mhm.
Because the thing like with John Wick, right, it usually has a certain form to it, right? Very
Mhm.
strict. It doesn't really it's creative, but it always follows like a certain rule set. Like they can't just like do ridiculous
Yeah,
stuff.
it's like
It always
realistic.
has to be yeah, it's always kind of like set like okay, but it has to be realistic
Mhm.
though. And so yeah, man, you see like them like spinning their sword around the neck, and then like it's cutting it off, and then they got like a foot knife, and they're like
Yep.
slicing heads, and
Yeah,
they're
buddy.
like they pop the bullet out, and like so it goes in the other
Oh
guy's
god, that
gun,
was.
so it saves and it's like it's ridiculous. Action, right? Like
Yep.
the story is thin, to say the least,
Mhm.
but the content of everything else, right? The action sequences, the dialogue was pretty good, the comedy,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
Well, Jamie Foxx is always consistently funny. I don't think I've ever seen a movie of his where I'm like, he wasn't funny in that.
That's
So
true.
he's consistently charismatic and everything.
Mhm.
So it was good, especially when Snoop Dogg showed up and like just all the stuff, the antics. It was mainly that. Like that's what I enjoyed from the movie, and I got a good like seven out of 10.
Yeah,
Like it's
I
a
can agree to
solid
that.
movie. It's a solid movie if you want some time to waste. It's not a big time waster. I think I think it's under 2 hours.
It was an hour and 35 minutes. So
Yeah,
you
so
get in, you get out.
yeah, it's a get in, get out. I always enjoy those kind of movies because sometimes like yeah, they could have just totally dragged this out for like 2 hours and 30 minutes if they wanted to. But there was really no point. It was hey, we're gonna show cool action sequences. Like the action was like really good. Like
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck? Like they're doing all these cool sequences and stuff, and the fighting. You're not bored. You're not bored throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Right. They try not to sit around with dialogue.
Mhm.
A lot of the dialogue is done through action, or it's always moving. It's always a moving movie, so it's not like a big deal. If like some things were kind of like the story mainly was not too strong or compelling,
Mhm.
it's fine. Like I think 7 out of 10, and that's not a low rating. Like I think that's like a good rating. The action is like I would say like a 9 out of 10, like
okay.
8.5, 9 out of 10 for me. The
But not
action
10 out of 10.
sequences. No, 10 out of 10 doesn't exist. No such thing as perfection. But
Oh my goodness.
yeah, so that was basically that's the main draw, right? 7 out of 10 because yeah, story elements and this and that here and there, kind of weak, but action
Yeah.
sequences very good.
You
It's
don't
on
watch
Netflix.
you don't watch action movies for story, right?
Yeah, like it's so it's made by the same people who did John Wick.
Yeah, or like the producers of them or something like
Yeah,
that.
so it's like some producers. So yeah, definitely, I would recommend it. Check it out, especially like for Halloween. I think that'll be a good Halloween movie. It did come out in August. I don't
like
know the date, but
3 weeks ago, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, but I would, if you want to, if you are interested, like have it for like a Halloween like
Yeah,
movie night
if you
or
especially if
something,
you're like a vampire fan or like anything
Yeah.
quote unquote horror, that's a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah, because there is a little bit of like, I don't want to say lore, but like a little bit of like these are these kind of vampires and that vampire.
Which was I
like,
did like that. I did like that. That they actually talked about the classes, I guess, of
yeah,
vampires.
like they kind of explained like, hey, why would these vampires be with this, and this is kind of weird, and like they would kind of explain like, okay, this is why we use this weapon and that weapon. You know, it's like but they don't stick on it too long. Everyone kind of knows that yes, sun hurts
just like
them,
sprinkling the details.
but you know, but it's like making sure everyone's like caught up kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it was pretty good. I think it was a pretty tight movie. Got everything done. It works. It just works. It's a good movie. So yeah, it's on Netflix. And yeah,
go
that's
watch
really
it,
what I gotta
boy.
say. No, you gotta wait for Halloween.
Oh.
Good Halloween vampire movie.
That's true. Halloween's like a month, so. Ugh.
Yes. And also, I just want to give Fen a chance to rant about Halo because this news came out some time ago.
Yeah. I can't.
But you can't.
Look.
So.
Look. We're going to talk about Halo real quick. Just real quick. Everybody knows that Halo Forge is supposed to be coming out whenever. And they were going to make the campaign be like split screen co-op because, you know, that's what Halo's supposed to be. And then I think last week they just said, actually, we're going to go ahead and cancel that split screen campaign because we like to focus on other things. And it's just like, why is Halo, like you said, being garbage? Like, they delayed Forge. There's no new stuff. Season 3, no new maps.
Barely
no
reworked
nothing.
some of the guns.
And okay, but see, and then it was just like recently they found like players made it like their own mod or something to where you can have split screen co-op campaign, and they did it in a matter of like
it's possible. It's not impossible. Some fans did it.
But if fans can do it, why can't stupid 343 just say, all right, let's just real quick.
Literally, they just had to be like, look, you want a job, kid? We'll have you just port it over, right, for us. You'll just move it into the infrastructure.
Exactly.
Right? Just move it into the infrastructure, and then we got co-op working. And then
they're gonna have to change
something. They would have to change some things, yes, but you know, half the work's pretty much done. I'm willing to bet most of the code base for that is usable. And yeah, it's just ridiculous. They just don't even want to do anything. Like, what are they doing? I mean, no, I seriously wonder, like, what is 343 doing? Like, on an average
They're not
day?
doing anything, Ricky.
But what I'm saying is, like, are these guys just showing up to work and not doing anything?
It's
like,
probably another Blizzard or something. I don't know. They're probably drinking and running around in their cubicles.
They could be harassing everyone and doing this and that.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Breaking news. No, it's stupid because they say they want to do it so they can focus on the game more, but it's like they're not fixing the game.
But what are they? They're not. What are they focusing on the game for? Like, what is it? Like,
exactly.
What is
like
the
it's not going to take a whole freaking team to make one new weapon for next season. 2 maps. Yeah. Woo. That's it.
Literally, if they just brought back old maps and just kind of like remade them a little bit, changed things around, it would have been fine. Nobody would have cared.
It's a freaking joke, man. Like, oh my god.
And that's the thing where it's like, I don't know. It's how did 343 even get? I don't know,
but again? I don't know because most of the creators of it went to 343 instead of stayed with Bungie. But it's like there's no way this game is considered a live service. There's no way this game should even be.
It's a dead service.
You gotta like sue them or something. Like this should not be allowed.
Halo's a dead service game. That's what we're gonna refer to these games as, a dead service. They're live service games.
It's the definition of a dead game.
They just sit there and do nothing. They don't update it. They don't do nothing.
They don't
It's a
fix the
dead
servers,
server game.
Ricky. They didn't fix the desync. There's the pros, the Halo pros.
They're all left. They're all gone.
Are actually, complaining. There's even a clip of a pro on the Sentinels
Taking the W.
where he's doing a ranked match with 2,000 latency.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like,
look,
why?
They were doing LAN games and they kept crashing. The game
And they were lagging on LAN. Like, I don't know, man. Halo is just a joke. And oh, hey, but don't worry. Season 3, 1 new weapon, 2 new maps.
We're not getting anything till 2023. I think like March.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think that's
did they push back Forge?
Yeah, I think so. It's just like I don't even know anymore at this point. I
don't believe them anymore.
Yeah,
and it's like I do want to like it is a fun game, but I can't play it knowing that if I see an issue, it's not going to get fixed until 3 years later. Like, and that's why Call of Duty exactly and they're not even allowing like big professional teams to come back. They're saying, actually, no, we don't want you in our league anymore. So they're shrinking that. So it's like, are they just killing off Halo? Are they just going to slowly get rid of all the professional teams? And then Halo's no longer existing?
They're probably just letting it die. I mean, I don't know. Maybe because Halo was such like a heavy hitter in the industry, they just thought, oh, we can just do whatever, put it out.
That's stupid.
And like,
that's Blizzard thinking. No, I can't even say that now because Blizzard's actually trying.
Now they're forced to try.
Yeah, but 343 is just like, money please.
Well, I guess speaking of forced to try, I guess this would be a good time to talk about Mrphen 2 though. And
Mrphen
2 on Steam won't require BattleNet,
which I'm absolutely loving, and I probably will get it on Steam. But see, I'm kind of scared that if we get it on Steam, there's going to be like issues because it's like the first time, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And so, because like BattleNet, I just download it and done. But
yeah, that's probably what we're gonna have to do because let me see. So like, because Genshin had a glitch where they're gonna use people. They revealed people's phone numbers. So if you don't know, actually, let's go back. If you don't know the way that they plan on doing this to connect, so let me see. What was it again? So all players will associate a mobile phone number with their Steam accounts that will need to be connected to their Activision ID codes. And this is according to Charlie Intel. And then if you want to see the articles on GameRant, it's Mrphen 2 on Steam won't require BattleNet. So
because I think your mobile number has to be on the Activision account, not Steam, right?
Yeah. So you just have to connect things together and it should be fine. But like I said, Genshin had that bug where it revealed players' phone numbers. So that's pretty bad, especially in a game like Mrphen 2. Doxing.
I mean, Activision security is not the greatest thing because I also got banned or hacked. So with a phone number. I don't know. I think it's okay. I mean, it's not gonna happen. I mean, it might not happen,
but who knows?
It did bring up that if you had to have your mobile number, that's gonna make the cheaters maybe cheat a little bit less, and all the Smurfs and make it a bunch of accounts.
Oh, because it's associated with the phone number now. Oh, I didn't think about that. Because they say CS:GO requires players to enter their phone number if you want to do competitive matches, which I understand the privacy issues, but I also understand it would cause players to not be able to cheat as much because you can't just. I mean, I don't know how many people can go through the hassle of like, hey mom, give me your phone number so I can put it in here and then make an account. Like you'll run out of phone numbers real quick, I'm assuming.
Exactly. No more cheaters. Whoa.
Yeah. The game is saved, finally.
Finally. It only took 3 years later in a brand new game. Brand new Warzone. I don't know, but that's
we'll
cool.
Play Warzone after.
Yeah, we're still play it because they're trying. Unlike stupid Halo.
Yeah, it just I don't know, it's just been really just interesting with Halo, because we played that a lot. We were obsessed with that when it first came out. So for it to just drop dead like that is really sad. Because even now, recently, if you've been on stream, listen to us, we talk about it. We're like, man,
I wish
it would be nice if we brought back Halo.
Yeah.
To play Halo again. But
I would feel dirty playing. That's the only game I would feel disgusting playing. I don't know.
Yeah.
But don't worry, new skins coming out for season 3 or the season
Mm-hmm.
finales of Halo or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still gonna watch
Mm-hmm.
it, but you know.
Yeah, and then the other thing now, right? A game that somehow kind of revived himself was
Mhm.
Cyberpunk, right? 2077. So they're doing the Phantom Liberty expansion. Keanu Reeves will be returning for this one, right? Uh,
Brave man.
do you care, Fen?
Nope. But I just, in case the people who watch or play Cyberpunk, I didn't know
I
if
mean,
it.
look, it looks kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, I got burned pretty bad by downloading day one
Yeah.
or buying day one, so I'm pretty upset at it. I mean, yeah, I've been wanting to go back and play it, but
But will we? Maybe not. Probably not.
I don't know. But it's going to be launching in 2023. It will be on PlayStation 5. The Stadia apparently is still alive somehow, and the Xbox Series X, PS4, and Xbox One. Nope, sorry guys, you're not getting anything. Which they should have just dropped. They should have just dropped that in the first place. They never should have tried getting it to work on PS4. They in Xbox One, that was just a bad choice. It was just the game was too much. Like even on PC, high-end PCs were struggling. Let alone
your
PlayStation 4s.
graphics card could blow up.
Yeah, like
Oh, good times.
yeah. So,
Gaming, boys, gaming.
but the expansion's supposed to be a spy thriller, right? Whatever that means. So
What? Yeah, I didn't spy through.
you know,
What
like
does that
I
mean?
guess like a James Bond kind of thing. But
James
you're gonna
Bond's
be
not
able to
spy-
check.
All
I
right,
don't
sorry.
know. It's not, but I'm assuming that's what they're trying to like go
Oh,
for.
okay.
Because
I'm surprised
it's a
Keanu
spy
Reeves came
movie.
back though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man.
I'd be embarrassed.
Just get that money, right? All right, yeah, but it's gonna explore a new area of Night City. So,
Mm-hmm.
trailer look kind of like I don't know. It just
It's probably not gonna work day one, so we'll wait a little bit longer.
I mean, they just showed a little bit. I mean, it was just like some cutscene or whatever, but I don't know, man. I don't really trust anything that Project Red has.
Actually, what's today? 6.
6.
So, side note, because we are talking about video games still, Assassin's Creed is going to reveal their new game on the 10th, which I didn't know they're making because it got leaked. And new Pokemon trailers tomorrow, Wednesday, the 7th.
We'll be able to talk about that on stream then. Huh?
Yes, sir. Cyberpunk sucks, is what I'm saying.
But I guess for the last thing to talk about, just a little interesting tidbit. So Top Gun Maverick, still #1 on every major digital platform.
Isn't that crazy?
This movie was really good, and if you didn't see our review of it, go check it out. It should just be right in the title for Top Gun. It's probably like,
How many months ago was it? 3 months ago?
I don't know, man, dude. That's
Time's
crazy.
flying.
Premiered on May 27th. So,
yeah, so 4 months ago.
yeah, that's crazy, dude. Like, still
Wow.
good. But that was a movie, okay? Top Gun Maverick was a movie. That's the best way to describe it. Like, that was a movie. That's like it.
10 out of 10?
It's the reason why you go and see movies. 10 out of 10.
That movie was really good. Come on, Ricky.
It was really good.
9.5. How about that?
Yeah, I would give it. I don't remember what I gave it, but I gave it like a 9. I think I gave it a 9, 9.5. But yeah, it was very interesting, especially to follow up the sequel. After
Surprising.
20, 30 years, whatever it was, you
Yep.
know, like no longer because that came out. Came out in 1986. Oof, okay, I'm not even gonna run the numbers on that. But yeah, this movie, I don't know why it just. So it says here it passed Black Panther to become the 5th highest grossing domestic movie.
Dang. Well, it beat Infinity War.
That's crazy that this. I don't know. It just hit, man. The movie just hit.
It was
like,
really good. Yeah. It's hard to explain, I guess. But
and especially like in the times that we are, where not everybody's going back to the movie theaters just yet.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Man, like that's just crazy, dude. Like,
I'd see it at least 3 times if I could.
I think it's well deserved. I think for the most part, it's a well deserved title. That
Yep.
it just was a movie. Like that's just what it was. Like It wasn't trying to be anything more or anything less. It was, I'm going to entertain you and I'm going to give you good story, good action sequences,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to walk out
It's
feeling
actually
like an
it's
American.
yeah, it's actually
That's
wait, what? Yeah, I guess find probably the Russians. Anyways, it's pretty interesting though because I remember early on in the year we're like, man, there's no good movies this year,
yeah.
and then we like Top Gun, like amazing. Bullet Train, we're
Mm-hmm.
like extremely surprised, and like
Bullet
even
Train's good. That's a movie
yeah.
too. That's a movie that you have to see. Like
But those,
it's
I mean,
pretty
that one
good.
didn't make bank. But like, even the Dragon Ball Z movie, it's making it's $80 million right now, and it's like, man, are movies coming back now? But the interesting thing
Uh-huh.
is, the end of the year, there's supposed to be some very big blockbusters. I'm gonna be very interested to see how those movies like compared to Top Gun or whatever, because people are watching Black Adam already, and they're
Just
saying
drop Warner Brothers. Just drop the Flash movie.
they're not going to. I don't think so.
Just do it. It's
Please,
already
Ezra
dead.
Miller. Just be a good boy, Ezra Miller. Don't go to Hawaii. Stay in Kansas or something. I don't know.
Go like to the middle of nowhere until
Yeah,
like the
send him
movie's
to the
done.
desert.
Oh no, the movie's done. Wait for it to release. Just stay there, dude. Just please. But
Actually,
yeah,
there's okay.
go ahead.
There's a lot of news happening. Maybe we should. Marvel might have just signed a possibility. Henry Cavill and some other big actors. And another rumor is Ben Affleck might have signed back on as being Batman. So, of course, rumor mill, and I don't remember the source. Probably TikTok. No, it wasn't TikTok. But hopefully some big news will be happening soon because Black Adam, I think The Rock's going to change DC forever. I'm calling it. People have already seen it, and they said this is...
Maybe the Rock verse.
Yes. I'm okay with that. Let's get Brendan Fraser back on, too.
Yep.
Poor guy.
Yeah, that standing ovation, man. That was nice.
Well, but see, we have to thank Brendan Fraser for The Rock because that was The Rock's very first movie, and Brendan Fraser gave him that chance in Scorpion King. And now look at him. Can't get enough of him. People hate him.
True. It's true.
All right.
Oh man, I don't know. It's an interesting time. It's just we have like huge blockbusters and then huge just like burnouts. There's just like no in between. It's either it's really good or it's really bad. That just seems like what it's been. Like I feel like everything mediocre has just been kind of going under the radar.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's it. I don't know if there's any other last minute news we want to talk about.
Nope, because everything else happening later in the week.
Yep, like always. So if you enjoyed listening to today's episode, we very much appreciate if you drop a follow, a like, however it works onto whatever podcast platform you're listening to this from. If you're live with us on Twitch, make sure to hit the follow here too. We'd love if you guys hang around so that we go on to playing Warzone. If you're interested to seeing our live stream, we're always live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Come hang out with us. We usually post on Twitter and stuff that we will be live. So if you ever need that reminder, we are at Past the Pop Culture pretty much in every social media platform. If you're on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and drop a comment. Let us know what you thought. Do you like She-Hulk? Are you kind of disappointed? Are you just strangely confused? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you are going to stick around with the live, when we're going to be talking about moving into Call of Duty, we're going to be playing some Warzone. Let us know what you think too there. And I think we'll be signing off right now, but stick around if you're here for the live.
Peace.